So I'm going to talk about an experience that I had in my practice recently, that my Shifu actually encouraged me to make a post about because it was as close to superpowers as I've gotten so far. So essentially, what happened was I was in class and I was having a terrible day. A terrible, absolutely terrible. I was very angry at the world, mainly at my job, my 9 to 5. And I went into practice. And normally I tried to kind of like suppress the anger and, you know, inhale, exhale, release the anger kind of stuff. And I could not today. Like my boss had me on a million, like ready to flip tables, about to be, like Jesus in the tabernacle level of just, I can't with you right now. So instead, I embraced that anger. I allowed that anger to penetrate and infuse every pore of my being. And that sounds crazy because people are like, oh no, why are you? Because that just makes your life. No, no, no. When I allowed my entire body to feel that anger, my entire body to participate in that, I felt my shoulders release. I felt the tension in my head, my neck, my back, all of it release, and my entire body carried the burden. Now, I guess I could equate it to if one person is trying to push a bus, for example, it's hard, probably impossible for that one person to push that bus. But if 10, 20 people show up and everybody's pushing the bus together, that bus can like glide across the ground. So it's the same thing. Instead of trapping that anger in my shoulders and holding it because I was trying to like repress it, or forcefully release it, I just allowed it to be. I allowed myself to embrace it. I allowed myself to find a way of dealing with it. And what happened was actually incredible. So my entire body got hot. I mean, like drenched in sweat. And this is the beginning of class. This is like 5 minutes into Tai Chi. And I'm in an air conditioned building. But everything heated up. I could physically feel the heat in my pores, in my skin, leaving my body. And even though we were moving slow, like Tai Chi speed, slow, I could feel the cold air across my skin. I swear to you, it was like I was in an episode of like Avatar Last Airbender or something like that. Like every movement did not matter that we were moving Tai Chi slow. I could feel the air across my skin. I felt my hands slicing through air, my arms, my body, my elbow, like all the way through, spiraling through the air. It was absolutely incredible. My hips opened up, my back opened up. I was able to do some lower stances that I haven't been able to do recently because of some injuries in my ankles, but my entire body cooperated in handling and disseminating that negative energy. And despite leaving practice completely drenched, I felt absolutely miraculously better. Now, granted, I was still angry at my job, still angry at my boss, but it wasn't a tangible physical anger anymore. It went from me being physically tense and stressed out in my body, in my muscles, to just like an acknowledgement of what they're doing is wrong and an understanding of me having to figure out how I need to take my next steps rather than being stuck in the non-doing stage of just anger for anger's sake. I was able to physically let it go. The rage, I should say. And then when we did a second round in class, after I had like released that, we talked about it in the class, we shared all this stuff. And then I did it again and my Tai Chi didn't feel as great. And I was like, what is going on? I can't be angry all the time to do Tai Chi. What is going on? And then I realized that what actually was happening is that when I was angry, I was paying attention to my whole body because I was feeling the heat. I was feeling the current. I was intentionally trying to release that anger into my whole body, and relaxation came of that. When I wasn't angry, I was just going through the motions, and my mind wasn't fully infused into every part of who I was in that moment, every part of fiber of my being. And so what happened is, once I started to get that same kind of awareness, like, what is happening in your body, Nicole? Be present in your body. And then it started to come back. The sweat started coming back, but not the same heat of like rage. It was more of a healing, cleansing sweat. I don't know how to describe it because it was an internal feeling, but it was amazing. It was amazing. And basically, all of that to say that embrace yourself completely. That practice showed me, like, there is no bad side of us. There is no bad emotional side. There is nothing that we need to suppress or eliminate from ourselves um, by force of doing so. We need to accept ourselves as we are and allow ourselves to work through it, to have that process of working through whatever our emotions are, good or bad. And you're going to have bad emotions that you don't want to feel. Like, no one wants to feel sadness and anger all the time, but it is a part of who you are, and it is a necessary part of who you are. So allow yourself to process that sadness, process that anger, process that jealousy, process whatever emotion you would want to eliminate from yourself, rather than seeking to eliminate. Understand where it's coming from and allow it to process, and your whole body will be better for it. Your mind, man, I felt centered. It was just, it was a great experience. It was very eye-opening. And again, it adds to the Tai Chi principles of unification of the body, mind, body, spirit, wholeness, intention. It just, Tai Chi is a magical art. It really is. Have a great day. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Good times.